Why is it like this? First of all, why is it like this? Then we try to look at its application. Why is it like this? The reason is that, again, it's not easy, but the reason is that when a race is being run and there's an enemy, when there's a battle and there's an enemy, then in the moment before victory is when the enemy will throw everything he has into the battle. Right? When you're battling a lower side, the dark side, you're battling your own lower self. In whatever that manifestation is, whether it's historical with the Jewish people or whether it's one's own, whatever it is, there comes a moment where the battle's about to be won. And in that battle, the lower side knows, the darker side knows, that this is the last chance for victory. But it has unique characteristics. What we call the lower self, what we call in Torah the Yetzer Hara, right? Your own negativity, your own lethally dangerous lower self, which is locked in battle with you, and his aim is to kill you. His aim is to kill you. Now, there are no games here. This is not a game. This is for real, as real as it could possibly be. And he'll use any device at his disposal. He'll lull you into a sense of security. He's much cleverer, is at least as clever as you are. And not only that, but he knows you inside out. He knows exactly where you're vulnerable. He's going to use every detail of your vulnerability. He's not interested in proving that he can do it. He's quite happy to pretend that he's been defeated as long as he kills you. So unlike you, when you fight a battle, you need to prove that you won the battle. He doesn't need to prove anything. He just wants you dead. So he's quite happy for you to think you've won until he slits your throat. He knows exactly how to do it. Because he's you. And what happens is when he feels that he's about to be defeated, then he's a last effort to throw everything that he has into the battle. And that's when the battle becomes almost superhuman. It's that moment of crisis after the end of a long ordeal that has gone on and on and on, and the person has held on and they've become exhausted, and they thought it couldn't last any longer, and then it lasted longer. And when they became even more exhausted, they thought it couldn't last possibly any longer, then it lasted a long time longer. When they finally got to a point where it couldn't possibly get worse, it got much worse. That's what a crisis is, and it's in that moment when it gets that bad that most people let go. And it's the moment just before redemption would have happened. It's the moment when they were holding on by their teeth and their nails, and it got so bad that they became aware with absolute clarity in that second that they could not hold on for one more moment. One more moment would be too much, and they let go. And all that was needed was one more moment. Because when the perception is clear that this could not be borne for one more moment, that's a sure sign that's why the Gemara says that when that darkness happens before the dawn, that's a sign that the dawn's about to break. It doesn't make it any lighter. But it means that while the labor pains are being experienced, doesn't mean that they become a pleasure. The labor pains are just as painful as they were before, but when the woman knows that this is bringing the child into the world, it's a different experience. How different? Barely different, but just enough to hang on instead of giving up. And most people are defeated at that moment. Why? Because until now they've been dealing only with a limited amount of their own negativity. Just what was necessary. But now that the whole battle is hinging now in the last moment, so then all the negativity is thrown in. But not only to understand, there's a difference not only in quality, there's a difference or in quantity, there's a difference here in essence. And the difference is, let's try and express it clearly. The difference is not only that in that last moment, when your whole negativity, all circumstances, everything turn against you, the difference in essence is that now it becomes suicidal. Now he becomes suicidally bent on your destruction. Until now he was anxious to survive. Until now he battled you, but he's anxious for his own survival. So he's prepared to give some quarter in the battle, because he needed to survive. Now what happens is that one more moment he will be destroyed. If he loses the battle now, he will disappear. And therefore it's worth risking everything that he has. And so the last moments he becomes suicidal. How can we express this? Again, the example should be clear. What has been the process of Jewish history? Let's say let's take an example, the classic battle that we've had with the nation of Amalek. The nation of Amalek. Right? So how did they battle us? When it looked critical, they became suicidal.